Mary and the Matrons, Act 1, Salford, 1935. Mary Sheridan, a mother and her daughter are in a school office.
She's feeble-minded.
Says who?
Her dad, so it's a waste of time.
And that's why she's missed a full term of school.
There's no work for the men unless there's another ward. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
Well, I take in the washing and she helps.
So she can follow an instruction. You see, children, they need to learn. They need to play. She's 8 years old and you think she's unteachable.
He says so. She can't talk, can she?
Well, what do you think?
When you look in her eyes, it's all there, but
Have her ears been tested?
Yes. Whisper test.
Mary covers one ear, faces the girl, and whispers into the uncovered ear.
Can you point at your mummy for me, please, Emily?
Mary covers the other ear.
Can you point at me, please?
See, she hears fine.
Mary opens a case with a tone audiometry machine in it. She holds the earpiece over Emily's ear.
Can you raise your arm, Emily, when you hear the sound start?
Mary holds the earpiece over her mother's ear.
She lip reads.
Mary scribbles on a pad.
I knew it.
Here's a note for the school and a carbon copy for your husband.
Have you got kids?
Well, I am responsible for lots of children, but no, none of my genetic material.
Good.
Excuse me.
Don't get sidetracked. Don't stop.
Take a tour with me to the twilight zone, where some children have a life and others just survive. It's a parallel universe with children inside. I've just begun, should be hopeful and keen, but now unsee the things that I've seen.
Present day. Millie is lying on her bed, dreaming of space. She looks out the window. She sees a shooting star. She goes to her telescope. What does she see? She sees a planet and stars. She goes to the window. She comes to tell us what she's seen. She sees the moon and a planet and stars. She has an idea. She puts on her seatbelt. And her space helmet. And a canister of air. It's almost time for takeoff. She gets in the rocket ship. And 3, 2, 1, lift off! She lands. She opens the hatch. And she's in space. a black hole. She's ready to dive in. She spins in its unlimited gravity. Millie! Millie breaks out of her trance. Looks over to her mum, Lou.
What?
They are in a health center. There's a sign above their heads. Mary Sheridan Assessment Center. Jez, Millie's social worker, has appeared in the room. He's like a human sunbeam. They're celebrating 50 years since the center opened.
Millie, now you've finished school, we're going to talk about what you want to do next.
Tell Jez.
I don't know what to say. No, don't be...
Lou, with Makaton, we always speak and sign. Signing is a part of a multimodal approach.
Multimodal. Well, Jez, I am a New Yorker living in Devon, raising a British kid who uses Makaton in a special needs system that has a language all its own. I think I got it. Millie's into astronomy.
Me too, I'm Sagittarius.
No, not that one. Millie wants to be an astronaut.
Maybe until you become an astronaut, you could do a work placement. We have one in a cafe.
At a science museum.
At a cafe.
No, thank you, Jez.
No, thank you, Jez.
Pack it in, Millie.
You wouldn't be interested in working at a cafe.
She'd be interested in the stock.
Lou, can we modify our language around Millie?
What I mean is, Jez, Millie struggles with impulse control. It is all in her plan. So a cafe would be the worst place for her to work. And anyway, she's not interested in that.
The thing is, we don't have a placement in a science museum. We'd have to create that from scratch. We'd have to find a carer willing to go with Millie.
Why can't someone who works at the museum just tell her where the loo is and stop her from wandering off?
No, they're busy people.
Well, she would help them. She'd make their job 10 times more fun.
And the nearest museum's Bristol. She'd have to move to independent living nearby.
One of those places.
Yeah.
Like Golden Acres.
Yes.
Over my dead body, Jez.
No!
I want to move out.
What?
If that's what you want. You're an adult now. There are a few free places at Golden Acres.
Yeah, why's that then, Jez?
I want to do what Mum wants.
I didn't tell her to say that. Oh, Bloody Mary Sheridan.
She wrote that book called Birth to Five to help new mums.
Just the mums, Jez?
To help mums and dads.
Yeah. Look at this. By age 2, uses more than 50 words. By age 4, speech is grammatically correct.
So parents could know what babies should do by when.
So parents could know what they're getting wrong.
She ensured kids like Millie were properly assessed.
Watched and tossed on the faulty pile.
Kept out of long-stay hospitals. She's a hero of mine.
I remember standing at this window week after week watching them play with you in the nursery, and then they took me into an office and shut the door.
Lou begins to gently sing and find a melody. Millie tells Jez her mum is a songwriter. Lou begins to create a song inspired by Mary Sheridan.
It's been years since Millie and I have finally been able to have a conversation. We actually are getting to hang out, and you want her just to move away.
Lou, we're on the same team.
Okay, so I will go learn Makaton if you go find Millie a job in space.
Elsewhere in 1973, Mary Sheridan checks her manuscript for Birth to Five. There is general agreement that the younger the age children with disabilities are discovered and fully assessed, the more hopeful is the prognosis for amelioration or complete rehabilitation.
That weekend, Lou has a festival gig.
Yes? No, I didn't call you back. Well, because you don't do your share of the parenting, so... No, I had to take her with me.
She brings Millie along. Millie protests that there will be a comet tonight and she doesn't want to miss it.
I need you to stay here.
Lou tells Millie she'd better stay put in the music tent. This is a big deal. Her first time singing her own material. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Lou Moore!
Hi. Everybody having a good time? Let's hear it for Inwardly Fair and Community Dog Show! Woo! Any parents here on a night off? Anyone here fed up with unsolicited opinions? This one goes out to a woman called Mary. She liked to tell people what makes a kid normal. Hope you're listening, Mary.
Lou begins to sing, I hated that woman. Towards the end, she realizes she can't see Millie. Just an empty seat.
Millie. I'm sorry. Millie.
It's a dark,
Millie.
cloudless night.
Millie.
Lou has been running around the festival site.
Millie.
She can't find Millie.
Millie.
Her panic has set in.
Millie.
Lou calls on the universe.
Please, somebody help me. I cannot do this on my own.
In a flash of lightning, we see Mary Sheridan in 1956. She finishes her speech, The Backward Baby.
The grief suffered by parents of the handicapped child commands sympathy. But the child too needs compassion and respect. An ounce of constructive help is worth a ton of sentimentality.
Millie. I thought I'd lost you. No, you were supposed to stay in the tent.
You missed it. I had a tail and everything.
You promised. It took me months to get that gig.
That comet comes every 1,000 years.
I thought I'd lost you.
Do you want an ice cream?
No, I don't want an ice cream.
Do you want chips?
No, I don't want chips. I wanted that gig. They'll never book me now.
I'm sad.
Great. So I have to cheer you up, and you're the one who shat on me.
Well, if you don't like me, I may as well just move out.
Where? To Golden Acres?
To dance.
Yeah, have you asked him that? We have to be better at this.
I'm sorry.
No, you cannot act up to get your point across and then do this to try and make it better.
I wanted you to be happy.
Then use your words. What do you want? I want to do my face. I want to change my face. I want to rub out these lines from thinking, listing, checking. I want flow. I want to open a big bag of crisps, no, and eat them all by myself. I want to sing my I want song at the top of my lungs. And for the universe to listen, can you please listen? Please, can you see me? Still inside here, the girl who likes to sing, the girl who's good at it. Sometimes
I'm like a sack of potatoes for you to carry everywhere.
you're not, but if you were, I'd set you down, then come back, and you'd still be there.
I don't want to stay in the town.
I know. They say the universe expands, and I want to offer my hand, but I can't be everywhere for you. I know that you wanted to stay home, but you cannot be on your own.
Jess's mum never shouts.
I know. I wish I knew how Jess's mom did that. Am I a good enough mom? I must be by now. Get it right. 40% of the time, they say. But they don't tell you how. I'm a consistent, persistent 4 out of 10, except on Mondays and mornings and after a gig. So why can't I do my face and get up and sing without judgment, without snags, without the universe trying to ruin everything? Maybe I can help you understand why I get so upset. Can you think of something that you want really badly and what that feels like? And then can you think that I might want something that much and how it drives me crazy? Can you think of something that you want the way that I want groupies? I said it out loud. Like I want to be surfing the crowd like you want.
A trip to NASA.
With me.
With Jess. and 3 babies. Andromedia, Leo, and Virgo.
Okay.
And a penthouse flat with a hot tub.
With gold taps and a bar.
Yes, in the lane!
Well, okay. And for starters, higher rate DLA would be super helpful.
I couldn't see a sky from the tent.
I know.
Everybody tells me to follow my heart. You tell me what to do.
You're so tired of waiting, can't get a head start.
What do I want? Does anybody really care? You have to give a real choice. Life isn't fair!
You need to sing your I Want song at the top of your lungs.
That's embarrassing.
And for the universe to listen, can you please listen to my girl? Most of all, sweetheart, I want a crystal ball to know what your life has in store. It's so scary leading you, 'cause I can't see past my nose. Want you to fly high up to where that dumb comet goes. The things you've learned already, I'd have never believed.
I want a crystal ball to know what my life has in store. The scary treading you, I can't see past your nose. The fly high as the cool comet goes. There's a hunger inside me, why it's so hard to see. I want to sing my I want song, top of my life. The universe of me, can you please listen? I want to sing my song, top of my life. For the universe of me, can you please listen? I want to sing my I want song at the top of my lungs. I want to sing my I want song at the top of my lungs. I want to sing my I want song at the top of my lungs. I want to sing my I want song.
I want to sing my I want song at the top of my lungs. And for the universe to listen, can you please listen? Mommy's an asshole.
No, you are not. You're lovely.
Millie has a best friend called Jess, and Lou promises that they'll go and see her, but neither of them can get through to Jess or her mum. So they go round to the house instead, and when they get there, there's a relative clearing out the house, and there's boxes of books everywhere. Millie asks for Jess, but the relative doesn't know how to reply. He takes Lou to one side and tells her that Jess's mum, who's only in her 50s, has had a sudden heart attack, and that Jess has had to move to Golden Acres because there was nowhere else for her to go at such short notice. Lou pulls a book out of one of the boxes. It's Birth to 5.
By Dr. Mary D. Sheridan. Jess's mom kept it all these years.
Mum, can we see Jess?
Not today, Millie.
What? I can't even see my own friends.
It's like the ground has fallen away beneath Lou's feet. Jess's mum was the most perfect parent, but now she isn't there for her daughter when she needs her the most. Lou realises she can't delay helping Millie to plan her adult life, but it feels so hard. Where to begin? Mary Sheridan keeps cropping up. Maybe she has something to tell Lou. Lou heads to the library, an unfamiliar environment for a wannabe rock star.
No food and drink, please.
Thank you. Lou feels drawn to find more about Mary, what drove her to tell people how to raise kids with disabilities. She digs out Mary's HR file.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mary Sheridan and I have an interview with Dr. George Godber at the Ministry of Health.
As Lou turns the pages, scenes from Mary's life play out in her mind. 1947, the Home Office. Dear Dr. Sheridan, I confirm that the Deputy Chief Medical Officer will be pleased to interview you in room 237 on Wednesday next at 2:30 p.m. So this is when she got her big break.
Lovely to meet you.
Tea?
Oh, that'd be grand.
Shall I call you Mary?
Oh, that depends. Will I be calling you George? I am so sorry. I don't know why I said that. I have this unfortunate habit of saying thoughts out loud, especially when I'm nervous.
But I am honoured to meet you after all I've heard.
Oh?
I've read about your work in Manchester schools. How did you devise such innovative testing methods?
Well, I didn't really have much choice, did I? Because the mothers were tearing their hair out. Dr. Gopper, are you sure it's me that you want to see?
We need more medical inspectors with your clinical experience.
Well, I'm not used to grand buildings like this with staircases to endless floors. Well, my knees aren't anyway.
What are you used to?
Oh, you know, injured dockers, young girls onto motherhood before they've left school. Certainly not fine bone china.
My first and only clinical job was in the East End of London, treating dock workers.
Was it really?
Got sick of billing patients, too poor to pay, too proud to ask. That is why we need the NHS.
That is indeed why we need the NHS.
Here's a list of children's hospitals where you can start.
Start?
There'll be extensive travel.
Well, don't worry about that. I've got my Baedeker travel guide in my bag.
There may be some unevenness of provision. Manage your expectations, Mary.
Unevenness? Oh, don't worry about that. It's a progressive age of play and nurture, so I don't think that'll be necessary.
In her new job, Mary is tasked with inspecting mental deficiency hospitals for children. Lou finds a folder of reports describing her visits.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mary Sheridan from the Ministry of Health. I'm here to conduct an informal inspection tour of long-stay hospitals of mentally handicapped children.
Wayland Training Center for Subnormal Children, Berkshire. Object of visit by request. The local authority pediatrician was concerned about the children's unhomelike and unstimulating environment and their lack of suitable training provisions. Uh-oh. Dr. Sheridan, you're early. Oh, come in, come in. What would you like to see first, Doctor?
Do you know, actually, I'm not sure. This is my first inspection.
Well, then let's start with the dormitories. Come in. Here they are. Our hospital corners are second to none.
35 beds in one room. There's scarcely room for lockers.
Yes, we work strenuously to maximize space. The old hospital was a
An old
workhouse.
workhouse, which had recently been redecorated. 35 boys and girls aged 20 months to 15 years were in the nursery block.
These are the sanitary facilities. You can see your reflection in the chamber pot.
But don't the ambulant children use the toilet?
How many staff hours would that waste? I run a tight ship. Would you like to see the linen cupboard?
No. I'd rather see the children and test the hearing and speech.
But you don't have any equipment.
Well, that's because you can tell everything through play.
This way to the day room.
Hello, children.
1 minute, Doctor. I'll be back directly.
Matron seeks out a missing boy, Sam. Mary follows, curious as to what is happening.
Sam, why aren't you in the day room? We have an important visitor today.
The children aren't allowed to touch the toys.
Sam! This is why we wait until Sunday. You break the toys. What will Dr. Sheridan think?
Sorry, Mummy.
Sam starts to pick up the broken pieces. He rescues the doll's body and hides it in his pocket. Matron worries Sam will cut himself, so goes to find a dustpan. I only saw one example of make-believe play. A boy had found a baby doll which he wrapped tenderly in leaves of paper torn from a journal.
Every system has some unevenness. Well, today I found an exception. I'm sure that must be true.
Mary knows Matron will be looking for her, so she backs away. Once Sam is alone, he talks to us.
Well, just because I'm in this place, and I can't live at home. Doesn't make me a disgrace. No thoughts of my own. Low or high grade, severe or mild, please just treat me like a child. And you say I can't be trained 'cause I'm not like you. And you say I'm unreachable, but I'm trying to get through. Low or high grade, severe or mild, just please, oh please, treat me like a child. Outside these dorms, outside these walls, teens are rocking out to Elvis and Doris. Where, oh, where can I go to twist and shout? Oh, yeah. Wow. Well, every day they drill us just like a brigade. Wanna go ride my bike and drink lemonade. Chin down the drain pipe, just run wild. I'll just treat me like a child. Outside these doors, outside these walls, things are rocking out to Elvis and Doris. Well, where can I go? Twist and shout, oh yeah. Oh, best days of your life, how about you, young at heart? Oh, I'm sat here wondering just where my child will start. Oh, Matrons is watching every move I make. Please just let me learn from the mistakes. Oh, best days of your life, how when you're young at heart. Ready? Outside these doors, outside these walls, things are rocking out. Top of Elvis and Doris, where can I go? Twist and shout, oh yeah. Oh, best days of your life, now when you're young at heart. Oh, I'm sat here wondering just where my child will start. Oh, Rachel is watching every move I make. Please just let me learn from my mistakes. Best days of your life, oh when you're young at heart.
Through Mary's eyes, Lou sees the kind of life Millie would have had 60 years ago. She wants to be more honest with Millie. That night, Lou tells Millie that Jess's mom has died, and that's why Jess had to go to Golden Acres. Millie's upset. Lou asks if Millie will go to the library with her to share what she's seen. Millie says she'll think about it.
The next day, when Millie is with her dad, Lou returns to reopen the folder of visit reports. She is getting a bit obsessed.
June 1958, Manor House, Aylesbury. Accommodates 93 children, aged 3 and older. Dr. Williams, consultant psychiatrist, told me in confidence that staff needed help regarding the management and disposal of children. Disposal? They're kids, Mary, not recycling.
This time, Mary is on a train to Buckinghamshire. She finds Aylesbury in her Baedeker tourist guide.
Aylesbury is a traditional market town with a treasure trove of genteel Georgian and Tudor buildings. Every July, Aylesbury's famous crafts and produce fair fills the town with colour. The children run alongside the floats, flowers in their hair, a joyful sight to see.
It's a hot July day. Mary pulls down the train window, breathes in the scented country air.
Southern Eden, demi-paradise, this fortress built by nature for herself.
Mary tours the grounds of Manor House with the sister, enjoying the rolling hills.
parents no suitcases, but still they bring so much rubbish from home.
You mean their clothes? Their toys and the teddy bears?
Yes, it's so trying for our caretaker. He has to burn the lot as soon as they get here.
Mary stops to watch the bonfire that consumes all the children's things.
Come along, Doctor.
Am I keeping you, sister?
It's just the carnival today, and I'd like to get my daughter a new doll. Of course.
Mary is in a freezing train carriage. She does battle with the blind to peer out the train window.
It's snowing.
Colton Hall Hospital, Leeds.
Leeds, despite the best efforts of German bombers, the city bristles with elegant Victorian arcades.
Mary leafs through the admissions book.
Matron, where are the medical histories? These are just names of dangers.
I was shattered to discover that many of the children had undergone no proper medical assessment before admission.
Then when exactly will they be tested?
And there were no plans for them to be reassessed.
Okay, look. My train's at 4, so perhaps we can start. How many children do you have?
Later, Mary collapses, exhausted, onto her train.
The unofficial capital of Yorkshire, Leeds, is an industrial powerhouse. Despite my own industrious efforts, I ran out of time and left tens of children pointlessly confined in hospital custody.
Shattered. Were you really shattered, Mary? Maybe you were.
Take a tour with me to the twilight zone. It's not listed in a Baedeker's or a Shell tourist guide. It's a parallel universe with children inside. I'm due to retire, neither youthful nor keen, but now how can I unsee the things that I've seen?
Wrexham, 1958.
Mary heaves her bag onto the luggage rack for the 1000th time.
The Welsh town of Wrexham is the perfect base for mountain hikers, with Snowdonia to the west and the Peak District to the east.
She follows a nurse along a narrow ward.
But I don't understand, nurse. This is a geriatric ward.
At the end of a corridor of beds containing elders at different stages of dementia, I found 3 primary age children with moderate mental handicaps. They had no toys or outside play space and were living there permanently.
The patient is a young nation, and the patient needed to be seen, but there are thousands of lonely children, and only one me.
Another train, this time to Wiltshire.
QC owes much of its charm to attractive canals banked by weeping willows.
Pusey Hospital, 1961. The hospital is an old public assistance institution. Workhouse.
For the motorist, the newly completed M4 motorway offers speedy access to Wiltshire, the home county of Jane Austen.
The children's block housed chiefly low-grade adolescents. It was brightly painted, but very bleak. The children were sensibly clothed, beautifully clean, and looked physically healthy.
In the occupational therapy room, a young woman is writing on the blackboard in front of children.
Please don't be nervous on my account. Perhaps you could tell me what you do with the children.
A few older children went to occupational therapy in the adult hospital for an hour each morning. The 3 R's, obviously. Matron said to just show you some of their slates, but
She can't contain herself anymore.
there is nothing on them, just scrawl. I do my best, but the children are so slow, I don't know what to do. I asked where she had studied occupational therapy, and she said she had no training but enjoyed craft work. As gently as possible, I tried to indicate that the children were still in the 2 to 3 year stage and were certainly incapable of learning letters from a blackboard. Her eyes filled with tears, and she said, "I do what I can, but nobody helps me."
There. You should be helped with your work. I know you should. But the children, they adore you.
You think?
I know so. Now why don't you tell me what these delightful things are?
I had to spend the rest of the interview consoling her and admiring baskets made by adults.
Take a tour with me to the twilight zone, where some children have a life and others just survive. It's a parallel universe where no one can thrive, and you to retire, neither youthful nor keen. But now, how can I unsee the things that I've seen?
She started in 1947, and this is 1961. How did she keep going?
Sounds of the seaside. Mary takes in a deep breath of the salty air.
Brooklyn's home, Reigate, 1960.
She looks to see if anyone is watching, then takes off her shoes to paddle. She hopes the feel of the seawater will help her unclench.
One mentally handicapped girl was said to be holding her face very close to her book when she looked at pictures. I therefore tested her vision and found it was poor. When I suggested she see the ophthalmologist, Dr. Williams was sympathetic and said he would refer her, but that their consultant would seldom prescribe glasses for children here, as he considered them to be too low grade to benefit. I expressed what I thought of this attitude to handicapped children with some vigor. "That's right, Mary, you kick ass!"
Mary picks up a skimming stone and tosses it angrily out to sea.
The patient is our nation. I'm one woman, spread too thin, west to Cornwall, north to Scotland, riding up seas that I've seen. I'm hoping someone will read my reports from the twilight zone to the places I've been.
St. Joseph's Hospital, Lancs, February 1962. 40 cerebral palsy children aged 2 to 16 were in the care of nuns. Are you quite all right, Doctor?
I know, I'm fine. I turned 60 last month and those trains, they're drafty.
I meant,
Mary watches the hospital playroom and is lost for words.
I have not seen better residential care of young children. The sisters regard their charges first as ordinary children. They show real affection and respect for them as individuals. That's all it takes. Listening.
They look so happy, genuinely well and happy.
Is that a reason to upset yourself?
No. Yes. You know, it's not like this everywhere.
Then we will pray for your work, Doctor.
Thank you. Could you light a candle for my mother?
Yes. And we will light one for you, too.
The library is closing soon.
Already. Oh. The Backward Baby, lecture to National Association of Matrons. There is no shortage of goodwill in the medical profession towards mentally handicapped children. However, it is still common practice for the obstetrician to find a place for a Mongol baby in the interest for the nearest long-stay hospital before the mother has even left the maternity unit. Did better than that, at least, Mary. Thanks for noticing.
The library is now closed.
2 minutes. St. Crispin's Training Center, Edinburgh, July 1958. The villa where the most difficult children were accommodated made a particularly distressing impression.
What on earth is that?
Joining the veranda was a large cage, about 24 by 28 feet in area, with grass floors and walls of crisscross wire netting, about 6 foot high, surmounted by boards. For safety. In the cage, 3 or 4 children were penned like animals at the zoo. They'd fall into the paddling pool otherwise. The matron smiled good-naturedly at my ignorance.
Matron, do you have any training in the care of children?
2 years in wound management. What did they teach you in your training, doctor?
I beg your pardon.
I keep them clean and well-fed. I take pride in that. But I leave my emotions at home. I can't do my job otherwise. Didn't they teach you that at medical school? What exactly have you been tasked to do, doctor?
To see the children are classified correctly and properly placed.
Stick to the brief then, for your sake and for the children you've not yet seen. No, do not listen to her, Mary. If you don't give up, I won't.
When Millie returns from her dad's, she agrees to go to the library with Lou as long as she can bring her phone and watch rocket launch videos on YouTube. Spontaneous play in children. Play is as essential for healthy growth as good nutrition, rest, and protection from harm.
Don't move while I find the book, okay?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Millie! I'm sorry. Millie, this is a library. Okay, we have to be quiet. Yeah? Don't move, okay? Okay.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo!
Excuse me, young
I got
Catherine.
it. I got it. I'm sorry. Millie. Okay. I'd like to look at this book with you quietly. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay. This is the Mary Sheridan book I was telling you about. Yeah? And this is a long stay hospital, which means you can stay there for the rest of your life. What do you see?
I see old people and sick people.
Yeah, it does look like a place for that. Which I think is why I could never picture you in something like this, because you're not old or sick. Because who's really young and beautiful?
Me!
Right, that's it.
Yes,
I've had enough.
she is really young and beautiful. Do you have anything you'd like to add, sir? Okay, in all seriousness, yeah? I think I couldn't help you plan the rest of your life because for the longest time, kids like you didn't have one or a future because nobody saw them. But Mary saw them. Yeah? So I have been learning and listening. And I found a college that has a foundation course in museum education. No, I know that sounds scary, but it has a work placement at the Bristol Planetarium. Do you remember it? With the universe on the ceiling and the tippy seats?
Yeah.
Well, on their website, they said anyone of all walks of life can apply. Yeah? And they said you can apply in alternate format. One of them is via video. Do you think we can make a video together?
Yeah.
And have it be about how much you love space?
Yes.
Okay, good. Do you want to look at your space books now?
Yeah.
Mary is on the phone to her father.
Yes, stop fussing, Dad. It's okay, I'm fine. Now listen, before you go, I have a question. When you were still a GP, how did you cope? I mean, with the ones that you couldn't have. Yeah, no, I suppose you're right. Diagnose, classify and stick to the procedures. It's all we can do as doctors, isn't it? All right, Dad, thanks. Shut
The more Lou reads Mary's visit reports, the more invested she gets. Rooting for Mary to keep the faith. If Mary can, Lou can.
Olive Mount Hospital, Liverpool, September 1958. 50 beds at Mount Olive have been allocated for the accommodation of low-grade mental defectives. I urge the importance of studying these children from the point of view of stimulation and progress. Mary arrives at Olive Mount Hospital. Janice is folding sheets. Not knowing she is watched, Janice imagines she's dancing with Elvis. It's now or never, come hold me tight, kiss me my darling, be mine tonight.
So you're one of those, are you? You know, they have them in America and now we got them here.
Hamburgers?
Teenagers.
Oh, my mum thinks I'm an old maid.
I'm Dr. Mary Sheridan and I have an appointment with the matron.
Not today, you don't. She's out.
So who's in charge?
Me, of beds, pills, chamber pots, and I reheat the mints when cook's bunions are bad.
Right. Are these children trainable or unreachable?
I'm sorry?
High, medium or low grade?
Joan there sings Hound Dog pitch perfect.
Who taught her that? Well, she can talk.
She hums. And she doesn't need a lid on her cup anymore. That's a new one this year, that is. Took a while for a matron to agree, because of the spells. Oh, please don't write that down. I will get sacked.
But I'd like to see the children, but first I need sight of the medical records.
Well, I'm not allowed in the office, and anyway, it's locked.
But you administer the medicine?
Not in so many ways.
You just said you did.
What? Well, I didn't. Well, I get in trouble.
Okay, so you mostly house ambulance and indeterminates. Do you have many epileptics? Fits?
Oh, yeah.
Right, and you have a handful of mild cerebral palsy cases, though none in the cotton chair category.
Are we talking about kids or furniture?
Correspondence with families?
Dries up pretty quick, but in any case, it's in the office. Oh, that's Peter.
Is he inaccessible?
I don't know how to answer that.
It's the usual terminology in this context.
Well, what single word would be used to describe you?
Is he trainable or unreachable?
Unreachable. Can anyone be unreachable?
Actually, yes, there are children who are unreachable.
Well, the moon was unreachable till that dreamy Mr. Kennedy became president. I reckon that a person or a thing is only far away until someone cares enough to get closer. I reckon JFK will get us to the moon.
I highly doubt that. Anyway, look, Janice, can you describe his presentation? Otherwise we're going to be here all day.
I get the dolls down from the cupboard so he can throw their pretty faces in the dirt. And when I try to brush his matted hair, he screamed and bit me, so it hurt.
I see.
He uses up his daytimes and his evenings just rocking on that stool. And he don't like for me to catch his eye. He's trying to play it cool. And when I'm singing while I'm cleaning, he covers up his ears. That's what he does. You'll never get a hug that won't turn into a shove. You give him love, and he just don't know what to do. But in the middle of the night time, when I'm sleeping in the chair, he'll call out from a nightmare want to know I'm there. He likes to hear my singing when the moon is running free, and he'll rest his hand there on my arm. That's when he's still for me. He's still for me. Sometimes he's still for me. And I know for just that second, he's exactly where he wants to be. And I wish his folks could see him, just how lovely he can be. When his eyes find my face for just a moment, and he's still for me.
The word is ignorant.
Excuse me.
That's the single word I could use to describe myself. I apologise to you both. Coming here today has been an education.
Oh, well, we're hardly qualified to educate you.
No, I've been trying to do what people say and stick to the protocols, but you know something? It's not working.
Well, then try something else. What comes naturally?
Honestly, I love the theatre. I used to creep into Liverpool Rep when I was a girl. I was funded to do a Masters in Drama to fund my work in speech, you'll understand.
Bloody hell, you posh snobs get away with murder.
Well, actually, I like plays.
Well, then describe this place as a writer would. Describe Peter as a writer would. Don't just state the facts. Make people feel them.
Yeah, but the trouble with that is that as a scientist, once you stop sounding scientific, then the scientists stop listening.
Well, can't you be more than one thing?
Like Peter.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, perhaps I will take your advice and see if I don't get sacked myself.
Mary is on her way back to London. She takes out her writing pad.
Right. Dear Dr. Godber, you will remember I've been working with you. Was that too familiar? Working for you, tasked with inspections of mental deficiency hospitals. Yeah, that's good.
Tell people why you love this stuff.
I don't know what to say.
Tell me something I don't know.
For school-aged children, some as young as age 3, outside their walls, too concrete. Outside their gates, better, more open. Most Britons are to a degree plain sailing and... Mary, why must you rock the boat?
What's happening?
I'm a black hole. The gravity is so strong it sucks in all the light. That's why I'm black.
Wow.
They say that we've never had so good a home, or warm, our dinners are hot. So many are have, or fewer have not. It's true, our children have never ever had so good. Good nutrition, better air, strong bones and shining hair. But if you'll just bear with me, I must draw your attention to my reports. Those flagged in red cause concern. Of course, I was shattered for children who never had it so bad. Yes, our economy's growing and Britain is showing the world what we can do. But how can they grow
I am 19. I'll be the best student that you've ever seen.
Yes. What else can you tell us?
It's 18 years to Neptune at supersonic speed.
That's great.
Dear Dr. Goddard, within the limits of my role, I have sought to pursue the ministry goal and share good practice where it seems. But may I describe to me, allow me to paint an all too common scene of a child and assess her home to lock on her paperwork shuffled by quarterly board. I'd have tested her speech, you know I'd have tried, but her soul had retreated too far inside. But hey, they've never ever had it so good, most of them. They've never ever had it so good.
Happy?
One more take.
For most of our children, time's on their side. Their dad's on the payroll, mom's got a new hat. Mary has sense and just focus on that. We're buying new motors and all the mod cons. It's a bracing arms racing with nuclear bombs. So tear up the letter, tear up your red flags. If you're sending this, you'll be packing up your bags. What about the quiet little boy? His cot-side locker has no teddies or toys, just the chair they allowed him from home, and he sits there all day so scared and alone.
Mary, give a speech about this at the meeting of medical staff.
But the most senior doctors in the country are going to be there, Dr. Gobler.
That's right. Tell them what you've told me.
You send it.
Sent.
Well, don't mince your words now then, Mary, otherwise you may as well tear up this speech. Then tear up your training, tear up all you know. There's a fire in your belly, so just let it show. You've never not known what to do. So speak clearly and tell them what is true. Doctors, I've something most urgent to say to you.
Mary, make things better in time for Millie.
Don't bottle it now, Mary, this is your chance.
Act 2. Mary is in an auditorium giving her speech to
The
Britain's
largest
most
section of
intimidating
children in long-term
doctors.
hospital care are those in mental deficiency hospitals. Now, despite this, the Committee for the Welfare of Children in long-stay hospitals did not make a special study of children in mental deficiency hospitals. Why? The committee stressed the need for children in long-stay hospitals to have occupation, education, and links with parents in ordinary life. There should be nursing staff with special training in the care of children. Most importantly, children should not be admitted to hospital if it can possibly be avoided. Because in large mental deficiency hospitals, links with home are often tenuous, and links with community life are non-existent. Few possess nursing staff with any training in modern concepts of childcare. Children are admitted at a tender age before assessment is possible, and expert reassessment is not always carried out. So might it not be better if children under 7 years, or particularly under 12 years, were not admitted to a large mental deficiency hospital at all?
When Mary finishes her speech, there is silence in the auditorium until the audience breaks into rapturous applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Prime Minister Harold Macmillan.
Allow me to brief you on the state of our nation. We have high employment and spiraling inflation. The sun setting on our empire, our time is up. The Africans self-govern, our children are growing up. But let us be frank about it. Most of our people, most of the time, have never had it so good.
Yes, sir, Dr. Godber. What's that you say? Oh, you like the speech? Oh, that's grand. No, I've had so many letters of support. I think they're listening. I really do. No, absolutely.
Never had it so good. We've never had it my whole lifetime. We've never had it so good.
Prime Minister, did you read
The
my...
flowers are blooming, the economy's booming. Commies are jealous cause we're on a roll, fellas. Look at mother in a brand new hat. Under Labour, could she afford that? There is the threat of mutually assured destruction, but it's embracing arms racing with nuclear production. We've never had it so good. We've never had it so good. We've never catchy, isn't it? There'll be a test later. So good. We've never had it so good. Everyone please give a doubtful Prime Minister Enoch Powell.
Dear voters, don't let Labour ruin it. They'll nationalise and overtax you. They'll pick your pocket for the NHS, steal your icebox and you move out to...
Mr. Powell, if these hospitals can't change, then the children should be moved elsewhere.
I really don't want to be cruel, but there's exceptions for every rule.
What exceptions?
For most normal children, you
Normal?
know that is
What's
true.
normal?
They never had it so good.
You're not listening.
We've never had it so good. We've never had it so good. Makes you twist and shout, makes you simper and swoon. We're aggressive, aggressive, we shoot for the moon.
What if these were
Never,
your children?
ever, we've never had it so good. We've never had it so good. Makes you twist and shout, makes you simper and swoon. We're aggressive, aggressive, we shoot for the moon. We've got all the blazing and all the Montcalms. We're ahead of the rest with our nuclear bombs. Our homes are warm, our dinners are hot. We're all halves here, there's no have-nots. Never, everybody, we've never had it so good. I can tell you we've had it so good. We've never, ever had it so good.
Mary has tried to be a whistleblower, but very little changes. With health secretaries constantly changing, the system moves slowly. In 2023, Millie waits for a response for her college application. Lou knows she'll need Jez on her side if Millie is to go there.
Lou, this college accepts adults with mild learning disabilities. Millie has moderate learning disabilities. She used to be classed as severe.
You mean she's subnormal, Jez? Inaccessible, untrainable?
Lou, the language you use.
Ineducable, unreachable, high grade, medium, low grade.
Lou,
I'm quoting
please.
your precious Mary Sheridan. She had to use those words, even her. Nowadays, it's mild, moderate, and severe. The language changes, but what is the difference?
You say Millie's severe when it's payments renewal time.
That's a cheap shot. I know the risks. Will you help us?
Lou takes Millie to an open day at the college campus. Millie's eyes are on stalks. The course leader is so smart.
The course leader is so smart.
You don't have to hug him though, okay?
In the sheltered flats, the bedroom has its own sink.
A bedroom has its own sink.
And who's gonna stop you footing it?
And there are literally hot guys everywhere.
OMG!
I don't even know what to say to that.
Millie really wants to be a student here. Soon she is asking Lou to check her email every 5 seconds.
Mum, check her email.
Did the video work? Has she got an interview? Lou is realizing what a big change this will be and how much she'll have to trust strangers with Millie's care. That night, Lou comforts herself by opening up the book about Mary Sheridan. Lou has created a fantasy life for Mary as some kind of kick-ass savior invested in kids like Millie. Mary's story gives Lou the strength to leap into the unknown.
HR file, confidential. In January 1963, Dr. Sheridan will complete 36 years service and be eligible for retirement. She is doing most valuable work, however, so I have no hesitation in advising her retention till January 1964.
Mary's intrepid national inspection tour has become their Harry Potter.
Though her inspection tour of mental deficiency hospitals will end in favor of more important work. Wait, rewind. Her inspection tour of mental deficiency hospitals will end in favor of more important work?
That night, Lou discovers Mary abandoned her job of inspecting the hospitals, even though thousands more children needed her help.
She just gave up? She goes around to all these places and meets Peter and Sam and the little girl who needs glasses, and then what? When she's had enough, she just jumps ship? I mean, what did I expect? Of course she did. She didn't have a child with disabilities. She just used them as research for her book.
Lou starts to muddle Mary with the professionals she'll have to rely on if Millie goes to college. There is no guarantee they will stay the course when Millie needs them.
Maybe she was tired. She was in her 60s. But why stop so suddenly? Maybe Mary had to retire. Maybe she crossed a line.
Lost in her own imagination, Lou paints a scenario where Mary gives up on the usual channels and takes things into her own hands.
Olive Mount Hospital, Liverpool, 1961. Having other work to do in the neighborhood, I took the opportunity to revisit Olive Mount Hospital, which I last visited as part of my informal inquiry regarding the welfare of mentally handicapped children.
Lou sees Mary returning to check on Janice and Peter. Janice has been using Mary's techniques, and Peter has come on in leaps and bounds. Okay, Peter, look at the pictures.
Holly.
Great.
Tree.
That's right.
Prickly.
Prickly.
Big dog.
Big dog.
Bark. Baby.
Baby. This is grand.
Loud.
Loud.
Daddy.
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 But Janice is now pregnant. She fears that Peter will regress if Mary can't resettle him before Janice stops work.
Interview between Dr. Mary Sheridan and Miss Anna Freud in her home, 1956. Miss Freud considers that the mother of a defective child feels mutilated and sometimes guilty. She feels that the child is structurally part of her own body, i.e., her own body image. There is, therefore, urgent need for counseling so that she sees her responsibility to help construct a better world for her child, steering between overprotection and rejection. Lou sees Mrs. Bailey welcome Mary and Peter into her home.
Say hello to your mother, Peter.
Peter, don't you look well? Such a strapping young lad, so like your father.
Charming house you have, Mrs. Bailey.
Thank you. No, it's okay, it's okay.
Peter, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Bailey. I am so sorry, Peter.
He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. I'm sure. His father would be here, but he has to work.
Well, we could have come another time.
He has to work.
Mummy!
Stay outside.
Will Peter's siblings be coming inside?
Not yet.
Right, well, where shall I put this?
What have you got there, Peter? Another present. They make all manner of nice things in the hospital, Doctor.
No, these are Peter's clothes. We suggested in the letter that he come home for a trial period, staying at home.
No, that was one of the suggestions. I thought if you saw my situation and saw... I admit I wanted to see him.
Has your husband read the letter?
I didn't want to upset him.
Maybe Peter should go and play in the garden.
No, I'd rather he didn't.
But he's come on a great deal. He says words.
He's not talking now, is he?
Mommy!
Stay outside! I won't tell you again! It is not decent for him to stay here, Doctor. I am a woman. He is a fully grown man. And I cannot take him to the toilet or help him bath.
He's been learning those things. He's had an excellent care practitioner, and we've arranged for a district nurse to come to your home.
Well, I send him a Christmas card every year. That's how we keep in touch, isn't it, Peter? Please, doctor, don't upset him.
Do you oppose the idea of your son coming home?
Don't you take that tone with me. I know you are a fancy doctor and know things I don't, but you will not come here and take that tone. You do not know what life was like.
His care needs have changed considerably.
That is not what I mean. Suppose they don't talk about it in nice circles, the circles you move in. But a feeble-minded child is a sign of adultery.
That is unscientific. It's patently untrue.
And what does that have to do with it? It's what they say. I held on to Peter for 8 years. You don't give me credit for that, do you? Is this a kindness to Peter? It took me years and years to have people around here stop snubbing me, talking about me. I am a decent, hardworking woman, a good wife, and my husband would have him back, but that's not who they talk about, is it? You think I would start this again and bring my children into it too?
Well, perhaps you'd like to continue this conversation another time.
I have nothing more to say.
Come on, Peter, let's go. Lou imagines Mary taking Peter back to the hospital. She doesn't want to leave him, but at the same time she wants to be a million miles away. The more that Lou imagines these scenarios, the more she doesn't want Millie to go on the course.
Oh, fuck. Millie!
Oh my God!
But it's too late. The video worked, and Millie has been shortlisted for a place on the course. The morning of the interview rolls around fast.
Millie! You'll be late. Come on. Oh, wow. You look beautiful.
You look beautiful too.
Thank you. I can't take you to your interview today, Millie.
What, you can't even take me?
No, I got a regular gig. Now, don't get upset. I'm helping you, and you're helping me, remember? Millie, please, come on, it's gonna be great. Come on. Millie, you're using your behavior again. Millie, please. Millie, you picked out this top. You'll ruin it. Millie, hey. Hey. Okay? Come here. It's okay. Okay. It's gonna be great. Okay? I got your dad to take you. Well, not your dad. One of his new girlfriends. Mandy, one of those. But you are going to be great. And they want to see the girl in the video. Okay? So, you'll be awesome. And I have to go. So, I'll be sending you vibes. Yeah? Okay. Mary is on holiday in Switzerland. She is struggling with her German dictionary, trying and failing to correctly request the bill, when she has an epiphany.
Bitter. I know I'm asking the wrong question. Wait, I've been asking the wrong question. How to change hospitals, the staff and the parents. Well, it's too late for them, most of them. I mean, look how grey my hair's got writing all these reports that get shuffled across the desk. Children can change, they do it all the time. Well, Peter did. And if we reduce the supply of children through testing early enough, followed by good treatment and training of the parents, then there'll be no financial case for these hospitals, and those ghastly places will die out, don't you see?
Mary opens the very first Mary Sheridan Assessment Centre at Guy's Hospital in London. It means very young children with developmental delay can be tested early and receive the right provision. Other centers open across the country, including the place Lou took Millie as a child.
In 2023, while Millie is driven to her interview, Lou is at a gig.
I wanna sing my I want song at the top of my lungs, and for the universe to listen, can you please listen? What am I doing? Well, thank you. Short set tonight, but if you liked that, tell the landlord, and I'll be back next week. Dave?
Millie has made it as far as the college car park, but when she got out of the car, she sat herself down on the tarmac and refused to move. Birth to 5. The experienced medical assessor will appreciate that every individual child presents their own individual qualities. Allowance needs to be made for fatigue or pain, distractibility due to excitement, for timidity or anxiety, for grief about separation from family and home. The words pass and fail are therefore inappropriate.
Millie! Millie!
Go away!
Hey, I screwed up. I think I took the gig because I couldn't bear to face having people judge you again and getting to decide if you were good enough. Even astro nerds like these guys. But I suppose you're used to that. Come on, let's go be professional.
I'm really trying to be professional, but you're not being professional.
You're right. I think I wasn't being professional because I wanted Mary to be unprofessional. And I think I wanted that to let myself off the hook. But I think Mary was probably the most dedicated person you could meet. You still mad at me? Would violence help? Ow! Again? I think Mary was the consummate professional. That's why she took 40 careful years to learn what to do. Same way I take a long time to learn. You're not the only one who needs a little time. I'm sorry.
Can we just go home?
No, Millie. They're waiting for you. And you know what to do. You know what to say. We practiced, didn't we? Didn't we? There is so much going on in your head. But other people need help. They need some help to know what's going on in there. My name is Millie Moore, and I am 19. I'll be the best student that you've ever seen. Did you know? Did you know?
My name is Millie Moore, and I'm 19. I'll be the best student that you've ever seen. Did you know? You time travel when I got to the star. Because the light takes forever to travel so far. Did you know spacemen need a seatbelt to go to their loo? They drink their own pee and they laminate their poo. Despite these downsides, it's a job that I like to do. My first step on the ladder, and it's down to you.
Go on.
Did you know black holes are black because they suck in all the light? There's no bedtime in space because every day is night. On Earth, I need a PA to go anywhere. But in space, those guys and spacesuits and canisters of air.
I hand dryers or strobe lights, and people can fly. Only 12 people made it to the moon. Couldn't come too soon.
My name is Millie Moore, and I'm 19. I'll be the best student that you've ever seen. It took me 10 years to speak and 12 years to read, but there's 13 years to Neptune at supersonic speed. Some days feel like black holes 'cause they're sucking all the light. I can't find my words 'cause I've got no strength to fight.
Through good days and bad days, I wanna be there till you're ready for your spacesuit and helmet hair. Beloved in space, different rules apply. There's no hand dryers or strobe lights, and people can fly. Only 12 people made it to the moon. Couldn't come too soon.
The child's basic needs are simple enough. Shelter, warmth, food, sunshine and fresh air, strong affection and wise guidance. The handicapped child, in addition, just needs the medical and educational treatment appropriate to their disability.
Your name is Millie Moore, and you're 19. You'll be the best student that they've ever seen. The best planets are gas with a rocky heart. They're called gas giants, which sounds like a fart. Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus are some. Uranus is actually another word for your heart. You'll be the best guide to the universe.
I screw up sometimes,
But they could do a lot worse.
For outsiders, our work may seem worrying, tiring and monotonous even, but we know that it is very, very much worthwhile.
Yuri Gagarin was the 5-foot note, so he convinced that the capsule an outer spaceport. I'm rubbish at maths, but I'm good at being short. I was made to be an astronaut. I was made to be an astronaut. I was made to be an astronaut. Yeah.
Children have been entrusted to us at the most significant period of their growth. We know that they will carry some indelible imprint of our care long after they have forgotten us, indeed long after we are dust. You might say that they constitute a fraction of our immortality.
Come too soon. Try her, don't deny her. Her lifelong dream, you're her very first step to being number 13. Try her, don't deny her. Her lifelong dream, you're her very first step to being number 13. We're ready to take off. We're ready to take off. 3, 2, 1.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose